Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Kara of KH Evolution, and this is our weekly wisdom message. So I think given that it is Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day to all of you, that it is appropriate that we talk about the heart and about love. And not only is it appropriate because February is traditionally a month that we come in and focus on heart health, but also because there's so much energy, cosmic energy and earth energy right now that is bringing our heart online. We often talk about, living the world through the heart and, living and showing people unconditional love. And I want to talk a little bit today about what that means, right? Because it's like, go in love and share it with the world. We know that that's random acts of kindness is a demonstration of love, but I want to talk a little bit more about what does it mean from the perspective of living life from the inside out. Before I get into today's topic, I just want to go back to my own personal health. If you watched last week's video, you know that I'm going through some personal health challenges right now, ironically associated with the heart, or maybe not ironically, but divinely associated with the heart. And I think we're all getting up-leveled, and that up-leveling is happening through the heart. And I have no doubt that what I'm experiencing that is affecting my voice right now, and also the symptoms related to my heart, are energetically, electromagnetically, and timely in terms of the planetary upgrades that we're experiencing. So if you are experiencing some random, weird, unusual things, unexpected things, I want to extend the invitation to reach out to me by email or send me a message through social media, because I'd love to chat with you and connect with you, because I've learned so much in these past couple weeks, which I want to definitely share with you, and learned so much in these past couple months. So again, I apologize for my voice being what it is, but I think the message will still be able to get to you and hopefully touch you in some way. So hopefully, again, some aspect of this message is meant for you if you're listening to this. And you'll be able to integrate that into your own life and your own experiences. So the first thing is, we're taught or kind of instructed to, to hold the frequency of love, to be love. And, what does that mean? And I think what it means right now, from a consciousness space, from a evolutionary space, is that it's really critical that we start perceiving the world through the heart space. We start perceiving the world through our soul. So the center of our soul, the seat of our soul, is in our heart space. Our heart is the energetic exchange for our feeling and then our intellect. So it's a receiving point, it's an integration point, and it's also the point where we send out our intentions out into the universe so that they can be formed, they can come into physical form and manifest. So it's our heart space, whether you're thinking of it as a chakra or as the heart itself, is a really critical and it's a really important area and aspect, and it helps us to it's a catalyst, right? It's one of the spaces within our bodies that becomes a catalyst for information and for exchange. And more than ever before in the evolutionary process with humanity, we are being called to up-level and upgrade that aspect. So not only our entire physical bodies, every single cell, creating better synergy, better communication among those cells, but we're also being asked to up level how we perceive the world, and can we perceive it through more rosy glasses, if you will, than we have been. And that's a hard task ahead of us for many of us, because we're taught to perceive the world through the perception of our eyes only, right? What we can physically, tangibly see out into the world. And that is such a small, tiny perspective of what is actually around us and within us. And so as we open the kaleidoscope greater and greater and greater to be able to perceive the world from these larger perspectives, we can integrate and use our heart more, which means we can have more feeling and emotion around what we perceive. And one of the traps of perceiving the world through our heart space is that we do feel more, and we can get confused between compassion and empathy, and taking on the responsibility of someone else's healing. And so this is one of the aspects that's being upgraded right now. As our heart comes more and more into alignment with the higher frequencies that are working so hard within us and around us to kind of upgrade humanity, upgrade the way we think, upgrade the way that we solve problems, upgrade our own personal health and well-being, we can get trapped, and we can miss the opportunities that are around us. We can take them only for face value instead of really perceiving the larger picture that's happening here. So a few things that we might be experiencing: greater fatigue, right? So we are being called, we're going to need to rest and relax and sleep more. Sometimes we're going to make every effort to try to sleep and get that rest so that our cells and our DNA and all the things can upgrade and come into greater communication. We're going to be wide awake, because the programming that's happening, or the deprogramming really that's happening, is to upgrade this expansiveness of thinking, this expansiveness of being able to find solutions from a different vibration. It's happening with the neurotransmitters of the brain, and so it's keeping us awake. We need to just breathe through and recognize what's happening. Part of what's so important is just recognizing what's happening, so that we don't go into fear, don't go into frustration. As we move through this process, our heart wants to be clearer and clearer of the emotional baggage that we carry, of the trauma. We all have it. Everybody has trauma. Everybody has stories. Everybody has ancestors. Everybody has other experiences that they've had that are contributing to the things we bury deeply within us, the things that we try to keep hidden, the things that we try to say that we have resolved them and we've moved on, and we really haven't. There's still some cobwebs or some dust in the corners. And so these are the times we're in when the light's going to shine on those corners, or that dust is going to get stirred up and cause us to be forced to look at it. And I have no doubt that that's an element of what is happening with my own personal health right now, is that there's certain aspects of how I show up and how I share my gifts and talents and information with the world. It's time to up-level that and change that a little bit. And I can't do it if I am ingrained or entrenched in the old patterns. And so, if you're experiencing this in your own life, or you have this aha moment as I'm speaking and like, oh, maybe that's what's happening to me, it probably is. And I'd love to hear from you and talk with you, because as we, even though we're all on our own evolutionary path, and we all are having these aha moments at different times, we also need to pull together as a community and talk and communicate and support and uplift and just raise people up. And that's part of that heart consciousness that I spoke to in the beginning of this video. That's where we're headed, guys, into this space of being able to uplift people and not step on people to get to where we are trying to go. That's fear-driven behavior. Love-driven behavior is recognizing the divinity, the soul within each and every human being and within all of creation upon our planet. You know, there is an essence or an energy in every rock we hold, every tree we touch, every aspect of the world around us. And as we open up to this, so does our heart open, so does the pain and the suffering that we've held on to. That gets to flow outward. We get to heal it once and for all. And there's so many tools, so many amazing, brave light workers and healers and people on the planet that don't even know that they're healing, and they are touching other people's lives with their light. And so if there's one thing that you hear today, I hope you hear that you can trust in the process of letting go of this baggage that we hold on to, because there is support and love and guidance and light all around you that will show up as it happens. You will not be alone. You are not alone. And one last thing that I want to kind of point to is that one of the support systems that I use a lot are essential oils. And so while we are really familiar with frankincense and rose as being great heart healers and great healers of support when it comes to that aspect of self-love and embracing the self-care that we need to heal, there are a couple other oils that you might not think of that I wanted to mention. One is magnolia. Magnolia is such a beautiful aroma. It's a little less flowery than rose or jasmine or ylang ylang sometimes. And magnolia, it's just a beautiful divine energy to it. And it kind of awakens that courage within us and that tenacity to move through what we have to move through to really, embrace the light, to really receive the abundance that's on the other side of letting go of all of that. And then the other oil that I think is really helpful that came forward to me in meditation is Hawaiian sandalwood. Hawaiian sandalwood specifically because it has the energy and the information and the intelligence of the Hawaiian Islands, and there is a deep there's a deep medicine there, shamanic medicine, and so the sandalwood that's grown on Hawaii, hence Hawaiian sandalwood, has this sweetness to it, this sweetness for life, this sweetness for the longevity of supporting ourselves so that we can create a greater humanity, greater place for our children to inherit and our children's children to inherit. So give those a try in your times of kind of solitude or silence or walking in nature. These aspects are really important and are included in that big bucket when I talk about rest. One last tool that I want to talk about is the journaling, right? We will need to release. As trauma comes up, release is important. And if you don't know how to release, or you're a little afraid or concerned about what will release or what will come up, again, reach out to me. I'd love to connect you into the support that I offer. And some of it is free, so please do reach out. And some of it, if you want to go deeper, is not free. But a really good tool is journaling. I often refer to journaling, and some people love it and some people hate it. I was definitely somebody that was a little resistant to journaling, but I find that it's so transformative and transmutative because we can purge the energy, the lower vibration energy that's coming up, the trauma, the hatred, the frustration, all the human things that we're allowed to feel. We have permission to feel them. I give you permission. Um, but we get them out on paper because we don't want to project them onto somebody else. We don't want to deliver them into somebody else's lap or someone else's energy field, and then they have to then figure out, what am I going to do with this? Because it's a gift to be able to kind of receive that and not have it impact you in any way. And most of us, people who are empathic or are feeling energy or in tune with energy, we don't do that with a gold star. We don't get to be in the presence of that energy and not have it impact us. It takes great practice to develop that skill, typically. The other thing is that if you're not a journaler, it's really difficult for you to write. You can't get those words out on paper. Then we have so many apps on our phone now. Pick a voice recording app, record into it, and then immediately delete it. And then after you delete it, if you can, burn some sage or burn some Palo Santo or use sacred tobacco or use an essential oil to kind of clear that space and clear yourself. That is also equally as powerful. So two great tools there for you to use. All right, with that, I'm sending each and every one of you love and just this divine energy to recognize the divine within you. And I hope you have a beautiful week, and I look forward to speaking with you again very soon.